So now what about food allergies? Because we talked about that just for a second.
Yeah, food allergies definitely sometimes have genetic, dispositions. So a lot of times we see it with people who have gluten intolerance, so celiac disease. Often they pass it.
And that can be passed on.
Yep.
That's got to be miserable.
Yeah, and even my son, he's my youngest, he's 1. And he had eczema pretty bad.
Okay.
Do you know what eczema is? It's like just a really irritated skin on the rash. Yep, on the skin. And I had to cut out dairy and eggs and gluten while I was breastfeeding.
Really?
Yeah.
So he was getting it from you.
Yeah, he was getting enough of it from me where it was totally affecting his skin. So
did it help?
It's all gone. It hasn't come back. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's amazing what nutrition can do. And you don't even realize what things affect your child until you actually try to cut them out. So,
right.
Yeah.
So what about like mercury in fish? There's always that controversy. Like, is it safe? Is it not? And I know certain fish have more than others. And now they're like, okay, it's safe to eat some. Like, I mean, at some point they're going to ban us from eating anything.
I know. I mean, they could put the fear of God in us when we come to some of these things. Yeah.
So what about that with breastfeeding? 'Cause you clearly don't want to pass mercury. I mean,
you don't exactly.
You don't want to pass it to a baby.
You don't, because it has serious complications with the brain and everything else. So I would say tuna, I didn't eat when I was pregnant, and I didn't eat it when I was breastfeeding.
So does tuna have a high mercury content?
Yes.
Okay.
Tuna is one of the highest. And, some tuna might have lower levels, but they range from like 80 to 400 pounds.
Oh, wow.
So they just mix them in the cans.
Right.
This comes
from a 40-pound
Yes,
tuna.
exactly. So it's like, well, you can't really tell. So tuna, I would say,
kind of stay away from.
Kind of stay away from just while you're doing, that stage.
Sure.
Especially when you're pregnant. You could probably do small amounts when you're nursing. Salmon, probably one of the best things. And actually, if you do wild-caught salmon, you could do that every day.
Oh, really?
Yep, while you're pregnant and while you're nursing.
No mercury?
No, hardly any mercury, very small amounts. So, and sardines if you like sardines.
Not particularly.